guys. So, we've been talking about Tiny and Ti quite a bit in these top of the blogs these last few months because they have legal problems right now. For anybody who doesn't remember, Sabrina Peterson from Glam University, she had accused Ti of holding a gun to her head. There was some sort of confrontation there. He held a gun to her head, and she had put that out on social media. Tiny had responded to her and said that it was bullshit, that she was crazy, that they was tired of this girl, causing problems for their family, for her to leave them alone. Well, that seemed to open a whole can of worms. And next thing we know, Sabrina was the leader of bringing together this huge lawsuit where many women were contacting her to let her know of the things that the couple had done to them over the last 10, 15 years. And it turned into a full-blown lawsuit. And that lawsuit is a serious lawsuit where they have been accused of drugging and raping women, holding them against their will, having sex with them against their will, many things that a couple especially, nobody wants to be accused of this. And then when you have a high-profile celebrity couple like this, this is like death to a career of Tiny and Ti stature. So, and people will say, well, you shouldn't be doing shit like that. All right. So if you know that you have so much to lose in your life, you should not be moving this way. Now, granted, these stories date back to before they were Ti and Tiny. Okay, before they were a huge couple as they are today. But yet and still, you shouldn't do the shit when you ain't nobody. You shouldn't do the shit when you are somebody. This is just something that you should refrain from doing. The couple has always maintained that they hadn't done anything illegally, that anything that they've done with other people being in their bedrooms was all done consensually, and that these were basically a pack of lies. And this is also a lesson to us that maybe you just don't need to be bringing extra people into your bedroom, because you as a married couple, you guys have sex with each other. You guys can do all the weird, freaky, wonderful things that come along with being a married couple in the bedroom, whatever you're open to. But when you start bringing a third person in there, now you've added an element that you can't control. All right. And why are you bringing this extra shit into your life? So it's something that people should think about. Anyway, this lawsuit has turned into something huge. There is an investigation I just told you guys recently about that is up against Ti in Los Angeles. And then there's somewhere around 13 women who are, have this huge lawsuit against the couple. They've lost their TV show. Ti has lost acting gigs, big acting gigs. And yes, just overall been bad news for the couple. And all of this was started by Sabrina Peterson. Now, Sabrina Peterson gets on Instagram Live, and she says that she's willing to drop this whole thing. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. She's willing to drop this whole thing if Ti and Tiny apologize to her. All right, and they have to do it in 7 days. That is the stipulation. If you put an apology out there that she wasn't lying about what she said, then she'll drop this whole thing. I'm going to tell you what she said. Let me get the quote. Hold on one second. Tell the truth about me. Tell the truth about what you did to me and apologize. I'm gone. I don't want one dime. I don't want one dime. And here's the other situation. Do it within 7 days. Do this, what I'm saying right now, within 7 days. Within 7 days, tell the truth and apologize, and I'm gone. Sabrina, she done with. I don't want one dime for you or XYZ. But if I got to keep drawing this shit out and keep stepping away from my motherfucking brand, I got to keep stepping away from my weed and my weed jars. I got to keep stepping away from my motherfucking packaging. I got to keep stepping away from my damn fundraising I'm supposed to be doing, my $12 million fundraiser. If I got to keep stepping away from my goddamn desk to answer these motherfucking calls, then it is what it is. 7 days. 7 days. Apologize and tell the fucking truth. Now, she went on to say many other things in that Instagram live, but the whole thing is this has started, you know, it's like a snowball. As it has continued to roll down this hill, the snowball is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's no longer just Sabrina Patterson. If you were just the only one that was bringing a lawsuit towards this couple, then maybe that might be one thing. But now you have all these other women involved. Just because you dropping your lawsuit don't mean that everybody else is dropping their lawsuit. I mean, I would imagine if these women were able to get the courage to finally come out and tell their story after all these years, well, they ain't gonna be ready to just say, oh, that's okay. All right, I'm dropping the whole thing. All right, Sabrina might feel that way, but the other women probably don't. All right, so you've created now a situation where, I mean, T.I. and Tiny are not going to apologize, because that, first of all, would be them sort of admitting to what they did for these other women. They have all these other other people that are accusing them of something. So if they say sorry to you, then does that validate what the other women are saying when they have been trying to say this whole time that they've been innocent? Yeah, no, we're not giving no apologies. I mean, I'm pretty much willing to bet that Tiny and T.I. will not be given no kind of apology in 7 days, because they have way bigger fish to fry now. They have got to worry about all these other women that have come out and said that they did these things as well. So, you know, I think that maybe Sabrina, the pressure has been really huge on her. Like she said, she's losing money on her brand. She just seems to be distracted. This has probably taken over her whole life. She maybe didn't think about that before she came, out with all of these accusations. And maybe she's just starting to lose the whole umph for it. But yeah, I just really don't believe that it's going to be so easy, so cut and dry as an apology to make all of these problems go away. She'll be gone, but most likely not the other 12 women. Okay, so yeah, I don't see them apologizing. And if anything, I know they're pissed as fuck that she would come out with this after this whole thing has been, because I'm sure that they look at her as a big ass problem, and now they've, she just kind of sort of like, I'm just playing, or I'm just, just say what you did and then I'm cool. Well, it's not so easy. So it is still a mess. It will continue to be a mess until something is resolved, and either they're found guilty or not guilty. But as long as this case is out there bubbling in the atmosphere, and we know that there's these other women that are accusing them of this, it's not so simple as an apology. So but I just really wish I could see their reaction when she put out, just apologize and I'm gone. Yeah, it ain't that simple. Guys, and while we're talking about T.I. and Tiny, the couple here in Atlanta, let's talk about Candy as well. Okay, not on the same topic though. Candy seems that she is having some health code violation problems in her new restaurant Blaze, the steakhouse that she opened recently, that was bad enough where they had to shut the place down. All right, now I'm just gonna let you guys know that they did not find any bugs and they did not find any rodents in the place, so that's good. It's not necessarily anything nasty, that type of thing that's happening in her restaurant, but a lot of it is human error and them needing to change some of their processes. Now, one would think, because she's had a restaurant, she has a couple of restaurants in her past, that they wouldn't meet up with these type of violations, but there's always a learning curve. When you get a new staff and you get new people around, I mean, sometimes you just got to really make sure that you sit down, and things that you might think is common sense that comes with working in the restaurant industry, it might not be common sense to everybody. So what they found was some of the workers were switching from handling raw seafood and then going to ready to eat type foods without washing their hands. They found that the prep coolers were too hot. I think they said it was like 41 degrees. It should be much colder. you know, when you have food in there, because I guess it could breed salmonella and other type of bacteria in the food. There was a lack of procedure on how to handle vomit. Now, I don't even know how that comes up, but I guess that you ask them and they don't really know what they're supposed to do. There was residue in the ice makers, and a lack of consumer advisory, storage problems, and employees wearing inappropriate jewelry that's hanging that could possibly drop in the food or something like that. So these things could be corrected pretty easily, but things that also could cause you big problems, especially that handling the raw food and then going straight to regular food and having your food too warm in the, you know, in the refrigerators. Yeah, those could be big problems. People can get food poisoning, and you can have some issues. So all they got to do is get that straightened, and then they'll be able to reopen. OLG did have some problems and got a C rating back in like 2017 when it first opened, because they didn't have any soap in the dispensers, which is like, how y'all washing y'all hands? Y'all ain't got no fucking soap in this place? Like, that is a problem. There was soil buildup within the building. So they fixed that. OLG has been running fine ever since. And like I said, I imagine that Candy will get with her staff and make sure that everybody knows what they're supposed to do in this new restaurant as well, so they don't have any more problems, because people pay attention to these health code violations. I know I do. If I see a C, I ain't going in there. Okay. That's a problem. All right. Especially when you getting shut down. So Candy just needs to get with her staff, get with her restaurant managers, and make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to do. If you want to be taken seriously and you want to make sure that your customers keep coming to your establishment, she'll be fine, you guys. It'll be fine. All right, you guys. So it seems that Erica and Safaree have decided to call it quits. At least Erica has been the one to file for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. She filed not long after their home was broken into. I don't even know if I told you guys this. It's just always some shit with the Samuels, okay? But their home was broken into recently, and you know, she was pissed about that. It was some shit going around, her blaming some girl, some strippers in Atlanta, because one girl had a purse that was similar to her purse, or looked exactly like her purse, as if her purse was the only one that was made. And the girl, you know, proved that she already had that purse before the house was broken into. So anyway, it was all this drama going on with the house being broken into. I don't know if they've caught the perpetrators yet or not. And understandably, she was pissed, because there's nothing like that feeling of knowing people have been in your house and taking your shit, right? So I get that part, but evidently that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And now Erica, a few days after that, she went on ahead and filed divorce. Now, if you guys can remember, I also told you guys that she's pregnant. They are expecting their second child together. I mean, they had a whole full photo shoot, and they said that they were, you know, she said who needed a perfect marriage anyway. And, you know, he's saying how he's got to now have a nanny and a butler, and he's got to do all this, and he's a new baby coming, and blopty blue. But it looks like, you know, the well is one dry, and now these two are they just can't seem to make it. Now, I don't know if I believe that this divorce is going to really happen. It's not a surprise, because they've been saying on and off that they through with this shit for the last year, okay? But, well, the last 6-7 months, there's been trouble in paradise. But I don't even think they've been married but about 2 years now, right? It's been about 2 years. But you know, it's just like they go back and forth. I mean, I don't like to see marriages break up, especially when they got children. But I mean, if the shit ain't working, the shit just ain't working. All right. And motherfuckers deserve to be happy. So I don't know what's going you know, so I can't worry too much about Safaree and Erica, to tell you the truth. I'm surprised they didn't made it this long, really. And I'm not even surprised that they end up staying together. They're, like I said, they Ray J and Prinky all over again. They the Atlanta-based Ray J and Prinky. But we'll see what goes on with them. Child, whatever. All right, you guys. So in an interesting story, JCole had signed on to play for the Rwanda Patriots BBC of the Africa Basketball League. I mean, just some of the most random shit that I had ever heard. I mean, I'm sure as a league that's just getting started over there, you know, and for them to get a celebrity such as JCole, that it was a win for that team. All right. They were able to get somebody that could bring the audiences out to see. You've got this American, you know, big deal rapper playing on the team. Like, okay. But not everybody was happy with the fact that JCole was going to be playing on the team. As a matter of fact, there was a player, Terrell Staglin, who came out and said that it was disrespectful to the game, that an artist such as JCole, who has all of the options in the world, already is a rich person, who decides to come and play for this basketball league and, you know, take the spot of somebody who really did deserve to play there. Okay. You've taken that salary away from that person. You've taken away, you know, this person worked really hard to get that spot, and now you're able to just kind of come in and take that position. He was not happy about that. All right. He was like, JCole only averaged like 1 point a game. Okay. Now, at any other times, you wouldn't be even giving that person the time of day. But because he's JCole, then you let him come in and, you know, you let him do this. I mean, I guess JCole was trying to bring attention to it. I'm sure the team approached him and, you know, wanted him to come as well. So, you know, it's not necessarily on JCole like that, but I mean, I understand what the basketball player is saying. JCole didn't respond to him, but Rick Ross did respond, saying that it was a good look, you know, that he did bring the attention to that league, and, you know, that it was a good look, you know, bonding these relationships and, you know, him reaching across like that. But yeah, people wasn't necessarily with it. Now, we find out a few days later that his contractual obligation has been settled. He was only signed on to play 3 to 6 games, and he's already played 3 games. He scored 5 points, 3 assists, and he had 5 rebounds. Okay. His team won 2 out of the 3 games, putting the team in 2nd place in Group A. Okay. So, I mean, I guess he did what he was supposed to do. He helped the team get to this certain place. And after his 3 games, now that he realizes that people are not necessarily happy with him being there, I'm sure he was just like, okay, well, I'm out. Okay. To try to smooth things over, he did get the team, you know, some gear, Puma gear. Yeah, he's already on his way back to the States. So, I mean, it's done. It's a done deal. I posted on my Instagram, you guys, him slam dunking and then him falling. I was like, maybe it is time for him to go. I was like, how embarrassing. Child, he hit that ground so fucking hard, his dreads came flying off. I was like, oh, you all right, Jermaine? Child. Now, this also brings more attention to JCole, as his album just came out. What's the name of it? The Off Season, I believe that's the name of the album. What? Let me look. Let me make sure, because y'all be mad when I be saying the wrong shit. Yeah, the Off Season recently came out. I'm not a big JCole fan. I've told you guys that. So, but they say that this album is really good, but y'all always say that. So I haven't even listened to this album, so I'll have to give it a listen. I do try to at least give it one good listen before I just come out and be like, nope, not for me either. But, so all of this kind of looked like it's played together, you know, like his theme of his album and him playing basketball over there in Rwanda and all of that. But yeah, you guys, you ain't got to be mad no more, because Jermaine said that he is done. They can have the rest of the games to themselves. All right, like, All right, you guys. And then lastly, Nick Cannon, child. I think I'm going to have to come up with a segment on who's having Nick's baby. Fuck, every time I turn around, this nigga's having more kids, you guys. So now they're saying that Nick Cannon maybe, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but he may be expecting a 4th child this year. Nigga, we is only in May. Okay? You talk about sowing your oats, honey. That Nick is giving it to everybody who want it. Who wants some? Pow, 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 pow. Child, that must be some golden shit coming up out of there. Lord have mercy. These some cute girls too. Fooling around with all, why? Child, anyway, this is for a child, possibly from 3 women this year. Alyssa Scott. This is going to be the 2nd child for Alyssa, but the 1st child I believe that she has with Nick Cannon. Not I believe, that is what it is. But she recently came out with a maternity shoot picture. She posted on her Instagram. It was a nude shot. You know how people, we really be trying to share with these baby bellies. Now, I'm not mad. I'm from a different, bitches. We was old back then. We wasn't doing no damn naked shot. Y'all want to post pictures and y'all at the beach and y'all ain't got a lick of fucking clothes on and, you know, laid in the sun and one with the earth and the waters and all that. Like, okay, that's fine. I actually think the pictures are nice, you guys. I'm not hating, but it's just totally different. Child, my mama, can you imagine my mama back in the day being naked with some damn pictures? No. Anyway, she posted this picture. Somebody in the comments said, congratulations to you and Nick. And she actually did respond and say, thank you. And you guys know people was going to pick that up. So then people were like, okay, Nick definitely is having another baby. But then she took that post down, and Nick Cannon has not, like he never does really comment on these things. He did say that he has some big news coming out, you know, that people should stay tuned, that he would, you know, put everybody up on game in the future. But yeah, you guys, Nick looked like he had another baby. I was just like, what is going on? Now, I mean, are we going to have a for real sit down discussion about Nick? All right, because if this was a woman that was doing this with all these different men, we would have a different reaction to it. Now, of course, granted, Nick Cannon is rich. He can definitely afford all these children. But you can't slice yourself up into 7 different fucking places, or however many. How many is it? 4 baby mamas? Okay, so it's Mariah. Mariah's the ex-wife. We ain't gonna give her the baby mama. Okay. But the other girls, he hasn't been tied down, married to. Some of them he ain't even been in relationships with. So, I mean, are we really going to have a discussion about this? Because, I mean, at some point, we got to be like, Nick. I mean, he has said that he wants to have a lot of kids and that he will never get married again. So, I mean, these women definitely know what it is, what time it is when it comes to laying down with Nick. But I'm just like, I mean, I'm hoping that they being safe. I mean, are you just raw dogging all these girls? I mean, do we have proof that ain't no STDs and shit? Now we got to make sure you ain't got COVID too. And like, is there some sort of like vetting process to make sure that the bitch's puss is right? And who knows if his ding is straight? Like, this is something. I be trying to understand, y'all. I'm old fashioned in a lot of ways. So, you know, sometimes people have to have a conversation with me and just let me know that, you know, my thoughts is antiquated and everything. But I'm starting to feel like maybe we need to, what's going on there, y'all? All these babies. Can you really, truly be an involved father when you are splitting your time up amongst so many children and so many households? I mean, people do it all the time. So, I mean, I guess. But y'all just, what y'all got to say about Nick Cannon? Because up until now, we just kind of been laughing about it. But something is up here, y'all. What y'all think? Let me know. Get off of here and get on back to work. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.